So let's get started. Before we begin, I want to tell you that this is my third project. I've already created and submitted two projects before, and both of them were successfully passed and delivered. The third project, which I'm currently working on, has already been submitted for review 1. I'll show you more about it later in the video. After opening your project, you'll see a screen where you can check your task under My Task. Here, you can see both your previous and current tasks. You'll notice that some tasks have a checkmark icon. This means the task has been completed successfully. If you see a circle or loading icon, it means that the task is still in progress. Now, if you want to check the current status of any previous task or see which stage it is currently in, simply click on that task. Once you click on it, you'll see a view option on the right side. Click on View to check the task details and status. If you can't see the View button, don't worry. You just need to zoom out your desktop screen to 90%. To do this, press Ctrl and the minus icon key on your keyboard. This will zoom out the screen to 90%. After that, the View button should become visible. Once you click View, you'll enter your project and see the Project Details screen. On the left side, you'll find all the information about your project, including the work you completed and how you created it. On the right side, you'll see a feedback section with two options, All and Need Action. In Need Action, you'll see the changes or updates that the reviewer has asked you to make. If your project gets rejected for any reason, you need to make all the required changes and submit it again. This allows your project to be reviewed again and move to the next stage. To check your project status, look at the top left corner of the screen. You'll see your project name, followed by your domain and then your project ID. For example, here you can see the project name Seal India, followed by the domain history and the project ID. If you hover over your project ID or domain, you'll see the current status of your project. For example, this project is currently at Review 1, Template version 8. Once Review 1 is successfully passed, it will move to Review 2. So, you can use this section to check your project's current status, especially if you haven't received any updates or notifications in the Slack group. Before we continue, let me tell you that you can check your project status not only here, but also through the Slack group. In fact, the Slack group is where you'll get the most accurate and up-to-date status of your project. To access the Slack group, go back to your project dashboard, where all your projects are listed. On the left side, you'll see your project title, such as Seal India. Below the title, you'll find the project description, and just below that, you'll see an Access Slack option. Click on Access Slack, and a pop-up will appear with an option like Handshake Launch in Slack. Click the green button, and you'll be able to join the project Slack group. You'll see many options here, but trust me, it's very easy to use. First of all, I recommend joining all the relevant project channels, so you can receive all the important updates. To do this, click on Directory. You'll see different sections such as People, Channels, User Groups, External, and Invitations. Click on Channels. Here, you'll see many different project channels. For example, you may see channels for projects like Dynamo Tasking, Seal India Tasking, and other projects you are part of. Hover over the channel you want to join, and on the right side, you'll see a Join option. I've already joined these channels, so the option isn't visible for me. Make sure you join all the relevant channels because you'll receive important project information and updates there. To check your project status, you can also go to Agents and Apps. There, you'll find a bot called Slackbot. Click on it, and a new screen will open where you can see updates about your project. For example, here you can see that my project has passed the GLM check and has moved forward for GPT testing. In the next update, you can see that my task has also passed the GPT test and has moved to the R1 stage. So, you can find all the important information about your project here, including whether it has passed, been approved, or been rejected. If you have any questions or doubts, you can ask them in these project groups. For example, if you have a question about the Seal India project or any issue related to your project, you can go to the Seal India Tasking group. Here, you may find messages or updates posted by the team leads. If you have a question about one of these messages, click on Reply. A reply section will open on the right side where you can post your question, doubt, or any issue related to your project. Other users may help answer your question, or a team lead may respond directly to you.
Now let's check this section as well, because it can be really helpful when you're working on the project.
At the top, you'll see the New Here, See FAQs section. I definitely recommend checking this before asking anyone in the group because a lot of common questions are already answered here.
For example, if you're new and wondering where to write your prompt, which ChatGPT model you should use, what to do when there are no tasks available, or how long a task usually takes, you can find all of that information here.
The FAQ also explains the different stages of the project, like GLM, GPT, R1, and R2, what happens after your task passes the automated checks, and how you'll know whether your task is accepted or rejected. It also has information about payments, reviewer opportunities, and account or access issues.
So basically, whenever you have a common question or you're stuck somewhere, check the FAQ first. There's a good chance you'll find the answer here.
Now let's move to the Project Seal Tasking Guide. This is another very important section because it explains the complete tasking process, from starting a task all the way to ready to deliver, or RTD.
First, it explains what we are actually building. Here, we have to create a challenging search question with one short, clear, and verifiable answer. The question should be difficult enough that even a strong AI model may get it wrong, but a careful researcher should still be able to find the correct answer by following the research steps.
The guide then explains what the answer should look like. It should be just one short entity, like a name, place, date, number, or title. The answer should be unique, verifiable, and exactly correct.
After that, you'll see the 8 quality checks. These are very important because your task needs to pass all 8 checks. They make sure your question really requires research, doesn't give away the answer, is clear and specific, is factually correct, and has only one valid answer.
Then we have the 10-step tasking flow. This basically shows you the complete process. First, check your domain, then write the prompt and answer, run the quality checks, test the prompt in ChatGPT, record the model's response, explain where the model failed, create the golden trajectory, add your sources, and finally submit the task.
You'll also find a section explaining what actually counts as a model failure. The important thing is that the model should genuinely reach the wrong answer, while a careful researcher following your research path should be able to reach the correct one.
After that comes the golden trajectory and sources section. This is basically the exact research path you followed to reach your answer. You need to show what you searched, which source you opened, and what you verified at each step. Your trajectory should also end with a check against a primary or authoritative source.
And finally, the guide explains how you graduate from the project. You start in the sandbox as part of the qualification process, and then you can move to production. The guide says that you need 2 RTD tasks with at least 1 from each batch of 3 to get promoted.
So, whenever you're working on the project, keep these 2 sections in mind. The FAQ is useful for common questions and issues, and the Project Seal Tasking Guide is where you'll find the complete tasking process and requirements. I'm also working on another video where I'll explain the entire process step by step. I'll bring that video very soon. I couldn't make it earlier because I didn't have proper proof or evidence of the work I had completed. Now that I have the necessary proof, I'll soon bring the next part, where I'll explain how I completed the project and what important things you should keep in mind while working on it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next video.